morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of a Major League Baseball game. Today's game is going to feature the New York Yankees versus the Detroit Tigers. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the MLB, the MLBPA, or their sponsors. We are providing live reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking audiences can enjoy the game on YouTube or Twitch along with us. Today, we're featuring the Detroit Tigers and Yankees, and it is a big day for Detroit Tiger designated hitter Miguel Cabrera. He is hunting for his 3,000th hit. He's coming off a 3-hit performance last night, and he is going to be hitting in the cleanup spot for the Tigers today, and so all eyes are on him on this getaway game on the afternoon on Thursday here. And so we'll first off begin by giving you the starting lineups for the visitors from New York. Leading off and playing in center field wearing number 31 is Aaron Hicks. Batting second in right field wearing number 99 is Aaron Judge. Batting third and playing first base wearing number 48 is Anthony Rizzo. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting wearing number 27 is Giancarlo Stanton. Batting fifth and playing second base wearing number 26 is DJ LeMahieu. Batting sixth and in left field wearing number 13 is Joey Gallo. Batting seventh and playing shortstop wearing number 12 is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Batting eighth at third base wearing number 14 is Marwin Gonzalez. And batting ninth and doing the catching wearing number 39 is Jose Trevino. And they're going to be facing a right-hander who the Yankees will be familiar with. The former New York Yankee, Minnesota Twin, and Seattle Mariner Michael Pineda makes his Detroit Tiger debut today, as he will take to the hill for the Tigers after some visa issues were a challenge for him getting into spring training. He has now completed his extra work in the minors and is now ready to make his Detroit Tiger debut. And now the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Leading off and playing in right field wearing number 8 is Robbie Grossman. Batting second and playing second base wearing number 7 is Jonathan Scope. Batting third and playing third base wearing number 46 is Jamar Candelario. The cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting wearing number 24 is Miguel Cabrera. Batting fifth in left field wearing number 17 is Austin Meadows. Batting sixth and doing the catching wearing number 13 is Eric Haas. Batting seventh and playing first base wearing number 20 is Spencer Torkelson. Batting eighth and playing shortstop wearing number 9 is Willie Castro. And batting ninth in center field wearing number 22 is Victor Reyes. They are going to be facing a left-hander today are the Tigers in Jordan Montgomery. Montgomery has no record on the young season. He's 0-0. He's got 6 strikeouts, and he's pitched to a tune of a 3.24 ERA. Well, this game is just about to get underway as it is a blustery day in Detroit. It is 60 degrees Fahrenheit at game time. The temperature is, as we said, 60 degrees. It's partly cloudy. The wind is blowing in from right field at 12 miles an hour. The umpires for today's game, it is a veteran mix. Hunter Wendelstein is doing the plate. Adam Hamari is at first base. Edwin Moscoso is the second base umpire, and Jerry Lane is working third base. That is the crew for today's ball game. So Michael Pineda has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one underway. The first pitch of the ball game is just about to happen here in moments. As the sun is getting through into Detroit, Cabrera is feeling quite festive. I'm curious to see the crowd. Normally, on getaway days, there's only about 8,000 to 10,000 fans in the stands, but it is a nice sunny day, and with Cabrera hunting his 3,000th hit, one would expect that there will be a little bit more action in the stands today. So that starts off. The leadoff hitter coming to bat is Aaron Hicks for the Yankees. Hicks getting the start in center field. He's batting .303 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. He'll step up to the plate batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Pineda. Pineda last year with the Minnesota Twins, he was 9-8. He had 22 pitched. He started 21 of them. That is what his mantra is in his career. He has started all but one of the 170 games he's appeared in. There's a first pitch fastball that's taken for a called strike on the outside corner, and we are underway in Detroit. So no balls and one strike to Aaron Hicks. Hicks began his career with the Minnesota Twins organization. He takes a fastball on the inside corner, and the count now goes to no balls and two strikes. So Pineda comes right out of the gate throwing strikes and getting ahead in the count. Pineda's a big fella. He stands at 6'7" and 280 pounds, and there is a changeup that misses down. And the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hicks. They are shading Hicks to the right side of the infield. The Tigers choose to leave Jmar Candelario, the lone fielder, on the left side. He stands in a shortstop position. Pineda gets the sign from his catcher, Eric Haas. He's ready to go to work. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to get into the seats. And that's going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pineda ready to go back to work. He gets that sign from his catcher, Haas. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left field. Moving over under it to his right is the left fielder, Austin Meadows, who makes the catch. And there's 1 up and 1 away here for the Yankees in their half of the first inning. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Aaron Judge. For Judge on the season, he's hitting .250. He's got a homer and a couple RBIs. Judge will usually heat up as the weather heats up. There's a lot of power in this Yankee lineup, but when you look at it from top to bottom, they do miss some team speed. There's a first pitch fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. Some notable names not in the lineup today. Josh Donaldson is getting another day off. He is out of the lineup. And the catcher, Kyle Higashioka, is not playing as well, as Jose Trevino gets the start behind the plate. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Camping out underneath it, just in front of the warning track, is Meadows, and he's going to make the second out of the inning, just as he did the first one with an easy catch, and that is going to be 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. For Rizzo on the season, he's hitting .231. He's got 4 homers and 10 RBIs. He leads the Yankees in the home run department. Rizzo getting the nod at first base. When he came to the Yankees last year, they had him hitting in different spots in the batting order, but looks like they may have him settled in batting third here, and there's a first pitch that swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1 to Rizzo. Rizzo bats from the left side against the right-hander Pineda. Pineda ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. And that runs the count now to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yankees won last night's game 5-3. They're looking to run the table on the Tigers here as they want to get out of town with a sweep. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1 on Rizzo. Lots of firepower in the Yankee lineup, all the way down to through the top 6 hitters in the order. Most of those guys all have the capability to hit 20-plus homers. Here comes the pitch from Pineda. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and that's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. All eyes and cameras will be on the designated hitter for Detroit in their half of the inning if he gets a chance to come up. He's batting fourth, of course, hunting for his 3,000th hit. There's 32 players that have 3,000 hits in the big leagues. He's looking to join that exclusive club. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's grounded over to the third base coach's box, and that's going to keep the count at 2-2 on Rizzo. So Pineda gets the sign from Haas. He's ready to go to work. He's working from the windup. He kicks and delivers, and there is a fastball that misses down, and the count runs to 3-2 to Rizzo. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pineda again, ready to get back to work. He gets the sign from his catcher. And he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into center field just over the head of Jonathan Scope. Is the base hit for Rizzo. He's aboard with 2 outs, and that's going to bring Giancarlo Stanton to the plate. We have Creepinator 35 in the house. He asked, did they play the national anthem? Before the game they did, yes. So that is Rizzo's aboard with a single, and that brings Giancarlo Stanton to the plate. For Stanton, he's hitting .234 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 8 RBIs. He's one of the few players in the league that really is pronounced with a close stance, as he really cuts off that other part. So here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So Pineda holds at the belt. He kicks and he fires, and it is a fastball that misses down, and the count runs to 2-0. Creepinator says, did he play it? I didn't pay much attention to it, to be quite honest with you. It comes every game, so we don't always listen to the national anthems. It's the, I hate to say it, the same song played again. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. It looks like there's going to be room for Robbie Grossman as it drifts into foul territory. He makes the catch, and that is going to retire Stanton on a fly ball to right field for out number 3. So for the New York Yankees in their half of the first inning, they had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on board. Through a half inning, it is the New York Yankees, nothing, the Detroit Tigers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call at the bottom of the first inning after this message.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the bottom half of the first inning, and all eyes are on the Tigers' Miguel Cabrera, who is slated to hit 4th in the inning as he is hunting his 3,000th hit. It'll be Robbie Grossman, Jonathan Scope, and Jamar Candelario to get things going for the Tigers in their half of the first inning. Tigers' bats have been silent in this early going. There's really only a couple of players. Austin Meadows and Miguel Cabrera both are hitting north of 300. Castro and Reyes with limited bats are hitting 250, and everybody else is below the proverbial Mendoza line. So the Tigers are looking to find their groove here against the left-hander Jordan Montgomery. So here we go, ready to resume the action. Montgomery working from the left side. 2 starts this season. He's only gone 8 1/3 innings. He's allowed 3 earned runs, 7 hits, and struck out 6. He's walked 3. So Montgomery ready to face Grossman. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0 to Grossman. Grossman on the season's batting 143. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. He was a member of the 20 club last year as he stole 20 bases and hit 23 home runs. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. Grossman began his career with the Houston Astro organization. He spent 3 years with the Twins, a couple with Oakland. He's now in his 2nd season with the Tigers, and there is a changeup that misses upstairs, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. He basically came to the Tigers on a contract that was for 2 years for $10 million, $5 million a year. And by today's standards, his production was pretty good last year. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count is 3-1. He only hit 239, but he was on base 357. And as we said, he was able to steal 20 bags. That was the best year of his career. So here's the 3-1 pitch, and there is a fastball that misses down, and Grossman gets himself a walk. That was something last year. He had pretty good plate discipline. He walked 98 times. He adds another one to his total for this season, as he is aboard with a lead-off walk here in the Tigers' first inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Jonathan Schoop. For Schoop on the season, he's hitting 119. He's got a homer and 3 RBIs. The one thing that Schoop has shown in the past is that he has the ability to swing bat. He's a 260 hitter. 278 last year for the Tigers. Not only did he hit the ball, he also was able to produce runs. He had 22 homers and 84 runs batted in. Schoop bats from the right side against the left-handed throwing Montgomery. He has a slightly open stance, and here comes the pitch from Montgomery. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Jonathan Schoop. Schoop gets the nod at second base today as he waits on the offering from Montgomery. Here's the pitch. It is a changeup swung on. It's grounded to third. It's knocked down by the third baseman, Gonzalez. He fires over to first. And that is going to retire Schoop. He had the range to his left. He was able to knock it down. He had to get up, and the only play that he had was to first base as Grossman, moving on the play, easily made it into second. That's going to go down as a ground out 5-3 for out number 1. It advances Grossman over to second, and that brings up Jeimer Candelario to the plate. For Candelario on the season, he's hitting a .171. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. He's 3 for 8 in this series. He's starting to heat up a little bit. He's got 1 extra base hit. So Grossman, the runner at second. Montgomery checks him a couple of times, and he delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. Jeimer Candelario was one of the acquisitions by the Tigers a few years ago when they were starting to blow up their group. He came over from the Cubs with Isaac Paredes, and there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. Gonzalez fields it. He fires across the diamond, and that is going to retire Candelario for the second out. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera. Just to quickly finish on Candelario, he was acquired in the trade from the Cubs for Alex Avila and Justin Wilson. Those 2 players. Obviously, Paredes has been flipped to the Tampa Bay Rays as part of the Meadows deal. And then, of course, Candelario is getting an opportunity to play every day at third base for the Tigers. So the crowd is on their feet in Detroit. They're looking to see history. There are 32 players in the 3,000 hit club, and Miggy Cabrera is looking to join it here. He bats with 2 out and a runner on second. Cabrera is off to a good start for the Tigers this year. He's batting .333. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. Here comes the first pitch from Montgomery. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1. Of the 32 players that are in the 3,000 hit club, there are currently 6 players that have 500 or more home runs. Cabrera is looking to become the 7th to join that group as he hit his 500th last year. Those are in attendance, as we said, are on their feet. The lower bowl is not completely full. The cameras are out. Everybody is watching. Is this going to be the day that Cabrera is going to do it? And Montgomery holds at the chest. He kicks and fires. And there is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder, Joey Gallo. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it. So fans will have to put their cameras away for another inning as Cabrera has been retired. So for the Tigers in their half of the first, they had no runs, there were no hits, no errors, and one runner left aboard. They're now through one complete in Detroit. It is the New York Yankees nothing, the Detroit Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the second inning. We're glad you guys can make it in here with us today. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher and all about his channel.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Once again, that's Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game. We'll be right back after these tunes with the call at the top of the second inning. We're glad you could check us out today. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the second inning. DJ LeMahieu, Joey Gallo, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa are coming up to face the right-hander Michael Pineda. The Yankees had a base hit from Anthony Rizzo in the first inning, and he was left stranded. It was the only base runner that they had, and it is now LeMahieu, Gallo, and Kiner-Falefa to face the right-hander Pineda here in the second inning. For DJ LeMahieu on the season, he's hitting .306. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. It is a little bit healthy for him at this point, which is good because he needs to stay healthy to be productive. As the last couple of years, he's had some injury challenges. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Be curious to see how many pitches the Tigers are going to let Pineda roll today, as this is his first start of the season as he's making his Tiger debut. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to LeMahieu. Pineda gets his sign, and he's ready to go back to work. He works from the windup. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is driven into right field. Moving back on it is the right fielder, Grossman. He's going to make the catch just in front of the warning track. That is going to retire LeMahieu for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Joey Gallo. The Tiger corner outfielders have been busy today as they have made all 4 of the outs, 2 to Meadows and 2 to Grossman. That brings Gallo to the plate. Gallo is hitting .121 on the early season. It's a little bit of a head-scratcher why he has come to the New York Yankees. You know that he's a big power hitter. He strikes out at an alarming pace. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. This season, he's got 33 at-bats. He's already got 15 strikeouts. He just does not put the ball in play consistently. You think about a former Yankee, Steve Balboni, kind of makes Balboni look like a contact hitter the way that Gallo swings the bat. There's a fastball swung on. It is driven into left field. Moving over underneath it is looks like it was the shortstop, Willie Castro, as the Tigers had 4 outfielders in the outfield for Gallo, and he is going to haul that one in. Tigers put 4 outfielders in the outfield. They had Gallo in that position where they left 3 in the infield, and he just hits a fly ball, and that is going to retire Gallo. It's going to be a fly ball to 6 for out number 2. So here comes the batter, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and the first pitch to him is swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Coming in hard is Robbie Grossman, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to be one quick inning for the New York Yankees here in their half of the second inning. They go quietly 1-2-3. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 1.5 in Detroit. It is the New York Yankees nothing, the Detroit Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the second inning in just a couple moments. Glad you guys could stop in and check us out today. Here is our friend Matt Hollis.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Once again, we appreciate Matt Hollis and his support of our channel. In return, we like to support Matt. Be sure after the game to go check out another Hollis build for all your baseball entertainment when you're not watching Last Raps Baseball. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are now moving to the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Austin Meadows, Eric Haas, and Spencer Torkelson to face Jordan Montgomery here. And the first pitch delivered to Meadows is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Meadows. Meadows on the season is hitting .313. He's got no homers and 2 RBIs. Left-hander versus the left-hander, and Montgomery delivers a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. The count now runs to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Meadows. Montgomery has gotten ahead here, and now he's ready to go back to work. He works from the windup. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that Meadows lays off of as it misses outside, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Meadows got off to a good start in a Tiger uniform, as he's had some clutch hits already in his early work with the new club. He was acquired just before the season started. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. It was Isaac Paredes and a compensatory pick that went the other way to bring Meadows into the fold. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball down, and the home plate umpire, Hunter Wendelstadt, said he went. And that is going to retire Meadows for the first out of the inning, 1 up and 1 away, as he goes down on strikes. Just to finish off on Meadows, the trade was Isaac Paredes in the compensatory round, or a competitive balance pick, that ended up going for Meadows. Meadows has some team control. He's in on a contract that is very team-friendly right now. So that move in the short term, or the next couple of years, looks like a good move for the young Tigers. There's a fastball delivered to Eric Haas that misses inside, and the count is quickly 1-0. For Haas on the season, he's hitting a .182. He's got 1 homer and 2 RBIs. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Eric Haas is a local player. He's originally from Dearborn, Michigan. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Haas. He burst on the scene last year for the Detroit Tigers in a big way. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul hard down the third baseline. The count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a pretty healthy crowd here on Getaway Day in Detroit. As we mentioned earlier, sometimes on the getaway games, I get around 10,000 fans, but I would have to say there's probably close to 20,000 in attendance if I had to make an early guess. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into deep right center field. Moving back on it is the center fielder, Hicks. He backpedals and makes the catch, and that is going to retire Haas for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. For Torkelson on the young season, he's hitting 194. He's got a couple of homers and 5 RBIs. The former first overall pick in the Major League Draft. It's himself dug in, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball side for ball 1. He was taken in the 2020 draft out of Arizona State University. It was widely considered that he was the best available bat in the draft. There is a breaking ball that misses down, but the home plate umpire, Hunter Wendelstedt, says that Torkelson has gone far enough, and that is going to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Torkelson waiting on the offering from the lefty Montgomery. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep left field. Moving underneath it is the left fielder Gallo. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it here for out number 3. The Yankees are retired in order, so there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Sorry, the Tigers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board for the Tigers in their half of the second. We are now moving to the top of the third. The Yankees are coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We're glad you're with us for some afternoon baseball in Detroit. Hang tight. We'll be back after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Thanks again, Steve. We appreciate your support of the channel, and in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in just a minute with the call of the top of the third inning after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8-9-1 hitters to face Michael Pineda. That's Marwin Gonzalez, Jose Trevino, and the top of the order, Aaron Hicks. And the first pitch delivered to Gonzalez is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Gonzalez, right now on the season, has nothing in his batting average line or slash line, and he swings through a fastball, and the count now is quickly 0-2. Gonzalez, the native of Venezuela, this is his third at-bat of the season. He's appeared in 4 games, mostly as a replacement. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Gonzalez goes in the books. That is the first strikeout for Michael Pineda in a Tiger uniform. So 1 up and 1 away here in the third inning, and that will bring up the catcher, Jose Trevino. For Jose Trevino, he is a 29-year-old. He is in his 5th big league season. He was a former Texas Ranger. He got a chance to play regular last year. Takes a breaking ball on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Trevino, so far on the young season, he is 5 for 10. He's hitting 500, and there's a fastball swung on it, is lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to get to the seats. Count is going to be 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes for Jose Trevino. Pineda ready to go back to work. It's the sign from his catcher Haas, and he kicks and fires. There's a changeup that misses down, and the count now runs to 1-2. Trevino came over to the Yankees on April the 2nd in a deal that sent Robbie Alstrom and Albert Abreu the other way to the Rangers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to third. It's fielded neatly by the third baseman Candelario. He throws to first. That is going to retire Trevino on a ground out 5-3 for out number 2 here in the third inning. That'll leave it up to the leadoff hitter Aaron Hicks with 2 away. It's been a fairly efficient 2 2/3 innings of work for the right-hander Michael Pineda. He's only delivered 30 pitches so far. He's hardly broke a sweat. Here he goes, ready to go back to work, and the first pitch is a changeup. Swung on and foul tipped into the mid of the catcher Haas, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Hicks is 0 for 1 today. He lined out to the left fielder Austin Meadows his first time up. Pineda rocks into the motion. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball. It's taken on the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Hicks. Should Hicks find away on base, he'll be followed by the right fielder Aaron Judge, who is looming his turn and looking to come to bat on deck. There is a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Hicks. This is the first extended look that I've seen of Pineda. I remember Pineda years ago when he broke in with the Seattle Mariners. He's always been a big fella, but he certainly is carrying some extra baggage around the waistline. There's a fastball swung on. It's tapped slowly over to first. It's fielded by Torkelson. He races over and touches the base ahead of Hicks. And that is going to do it for the Yankees in their half of the third inning. So for the Yankees, they had no runs, they had no hits, there were no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2.5 innings in Detroit. It is the Yankees nothing, the Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The call at the bottom of the third inning. We appreciate you being here. Here's our friend Matt Hollis. After the game, be sure to check him out when you get a chance.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of the third inning, and it's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Tiger batting order coming up to face the left-hander Jordan Montgomery. That means it's Willie Castro, Victor Reyes, and Robbie Grossman. The Tigers are looking for their first hit of the ball game. They've only had one base runner on the leadoff walk by Robbie Grossman. There's a first pitch breaking ball that is swung on. It is lifted softly over the head of the shortstop, Kiner Falefa, into left field, and Willie Castro is aboard with a base hit single here to start the third inning. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Victor Reyes. For Victor Reyes on the season, he's batting .250. He's got no homers and 4 runs batted in. He has been a Tiger for the last 5 seasons. Originally was a Rule 5 draft choice out of the Arizona Diamondback organization. Big fella bats from the right side. He's waiting on the offering from Montgomery. There is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. The Tigers liked his athleticism, his speed, his size. The one thing that's never really played out for Reyes has been the power. He's never hit more than 5 home runs in a season. The switch hitter bats from the right side against the left-hander Montgomery. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken inside. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Reyes. Montgomery gets the sign from his catcher, Trevino, and he kicks and fires. There's a changeup swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-2 to Reyes. Reyes has always had some ability to run well. He plays his position decently. As we said, he's never really panned out into the player that maybe they may have projected him to be. And so here comes the pitch from Montgomery. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. Over to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. Reyes has the wheels to beat it out. That's going to be a fielder's choice. It'll erase Castro at second. Fielder's choice 5-4 for the first out. And Reyes is now the runner at first with the top of the order, Robbie Grossman, stepping up to the plate. With all the analytics that go on, it makes you wonder why teams don't bunt. We watched the Pirates and the Brewers yesterday. There were a couple of times that I was pounding my fist on the table, questioning why they weren't able to bunt and move the runner along. And each time they ended up not catching anything. I know that there is a philosophy that certainly that by bunting, you're not going to be able to, you're giving up outs. And yes, you are, but you're also getting an opportunity to be able to scratch and claw and cash a run in. There's a first pitch breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Grossman. So no balls and 1 strike. Grossman waggles the bat. Montgomery holds at the chest. And he throws over to first base, and getting back, standing up, is the base runner Reyes. So 1 strike to Grossman here. Grossman today led off the ball game with a walk his first time up. He was stranded at second base after Scope had hit a chopper over to the third baseman. There was a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1 to Grossman. As we mentioned in Grossman's first at bat, his eye at the plate last year earned him 98 walks. His batting average was only .239, but the on-base percentage was .357. So here comes the 1-1 pitch, and instead Montgomery throws over to first, and getting back in time is Reyes. They are concerned about Reyes. We haven't really seen anything good yet from the pitcher, Montgomery. He hasn't made a good throw over to this point anyway. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Montgomery kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's grounded over on the first base line. It is going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Grossman Digs in on the right side, waiting for the offering from the lefty Montgomery. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. Tigers will have some decisions to make roster-wise at the end of this year. Even though Robbie Grossman has provided them 2 years of good service, he is taking up a spot. One would think that obviously Riley Green will be pressed into service. Unfortunate, an untimely injury to the off-injured Derek Hill. One would have thought that he would have had an opportunity this year to find his way into the lineup. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. Count goes to 2-2. So with Riley and Meadows in the outfield and potentially Derek Hill, there really only leaves one other outfield spot. For a fourth outfielder, is it going to be Victor Reyes? Would it be that they bring back Grossman? Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into left field. It's going to get down, and it gets by the left fielder Gallo, digging for third and heading home. And now there's a play at the plate, and it's not going to be in time to get the sliding Victor Reyes as he scores all the way from first. And a fantastic swing there by Robbie Grossman. He absolutely obliterated that pitch into left field. Gallo was shaded more towards left center, had to come over to have to get it. And as soon as that ball got by him, it was off to the races for Victor Reyes. And he is able to score all the way from first base. And the Tigers have taken a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. The RBI base hit by Robbie Grossman. It's going to be credited as a double for Grossman and an RBI. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Jonathan Scope. For Scope on the afternoon, he is 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. Montgomery checks the runner, Grossman at second. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded foul just past the bag at third base. That runs the count to no balls and 1 strike. Scope 0 for 1 today. Waits on the offering from the left-hander Montgomery. Again, Montgomery checks the runner, Grossman at second. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. Again, all eyes will be on Miguel Cabrera, who is right now in the hole. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Montgomery kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Scope with the Tigers is in his third season in Detroit. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into center field. Making the grab is Hicks. Tagging it second is Grossman, but he's going to slam on the brakes. And that is going to retire Scope on a fly ball to center field for out number 2 here in the third inning. That's going to leave it up to Jamar Candelario. For Candelario today, he is 0 for 1. He's grounded to third his first time up. The switch hitter is batting from the right side against the left-handed Montgomery. Montgomery holds at the chest. He checks the runner, Grossman at second. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Candelario in the series is 3 for 9. He's raised his season average. He's looking to stay hot here against the lefty Montgomery. There's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lined to third. A nice catch by the third baseman Gonzalez. Had to go to his backhand side and pulls it off the dirt. Candelario hits it right on the screws, but right to the glove of Marwin Gonzalez, and that is going to do it for the Tigers in their half of the third inning. There was 1 run in the inning. The Tigers have opened the scoring. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We're through 3 complete in Detroit. It's the Tigers 1, the Yankees nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th. In just a couple moments, we're glad you guys could be with us here today or listening on delay, as a lot of our supporters do as well. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the Yankee lineup to face the right-hander Michael Pineda. Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and Giancarlo Stanton are coming to bat to face Pineda. Pineda has been very effective in his 3 innings of work. He's only allowed 1 hit, and that was to Anthony Rizzo back in the first inning. He had 23 pitches through the first 2 innings. And he threw another 11 in the last inning, where he is at 34 for the ball game. So 34 pitches through 3 innings. Very, very efficient by the right-hander. And the first pitch is a changeup delivered to Aaron Judge. It misses inside. And the count is 1-0. For Judge on the afternoon today, he is 0 for 1. He flew out to left field his first time up. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Judge. Like most of the other Yankee hitters, only really Hicks and LeMahieu, and you can argue Jose Trevino in limited bats, are the ones who have got their bats going early in the year. This Yankee lineup, there is a lot of production that they are expecting from it. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-1. My only concern is who's setting the table for these big power hitters. I don't know if they've got enough guys who are going to get on base at the top of the order. Here's the pitch to Judge. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count goes to 2-2. When I look at the construction of this lineup, they have a lot of juice in the order for sure. But are they going to be able to get some guys that can really get on base? There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. It's fielded by Castro. He fires across the diamond. That is going to retire Judge on a ground out 6-3 for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. That'll bring up the dangerous first baseman Anthony Rizzo, as he has already got himself a hit in this ball game today. Rizzo is 1 for 1. On the season, Rizzo's got 4 homers. He hit his 4th last night in the ball game. He's got 10 RBIs. A lot to like about Rizzo. If you're a Yankee fan, the Chicago Cub fans really liked him for the years he was there. There was a changeup that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. What's to like about Rizzo is his approach at the plate, especially when he gets into 2-strike situations, how he's able to battle and shorten up. Here comes the pitch from Pineda. It's a breaking ball that catches the lower part of the plate for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. They do have Rizzo played to the shift, as Jonathan Scope is in the rover position. Willie Castro has moved to the right side of the infield. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Pineda, the right-hander, ready to go back to work. He kicks and fires. There is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count goes to 2-2. I'm curious to see how Pineda's velocity is going to stay here. He looks like he's throwing a little bit softer here. I don't know if if he's losing a little bit off his fastball. I'm not sure what his limit will be today for the Tigers. Pineda rocks into the motion. He kicks and fires, and there is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's handled by Torkelson. He bobbles it a bit. He's able to race to the bag and take it himself. That is going to retire Rizzo on a ground out to 3 for out number 2 here in the 4th inning. That's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton today is 0 for 1. He flew out to right field his first time up as Robbie Grossman had to go into foul territory to make a nice catch. In deep right field, here comes the first pitch from Pineda. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Stanton. Pineda ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And now the count goes to 0-2. We got Jimmy Redbeard in the house today. We have Raul Royale in here. Welcome to everybody for popping in. It is a 1-0 ball game for Detroit in the top of the 4th inning. There's a fastball that just misses upstairs to Judge, and the count goes to 1-2. Check that. It's Giancarlo Stanton at the plate. He's looking at Judge's name here as he had already grounded out. So here comes the 1-2 pitch from Pineda. He rocks into the motion. He delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down to Stanton, and the count goes to 2-2. As we mentioned, the first at bat, Giancarlo Stanton is one of the few players in Major League Baseball who kind of has a old school approach. He has a very close stance. He started doing that when he was down with the Marlins, and he started to have some great success with it. A lot of hitters you'll see in the game, they have an open stance, and there is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And Stanton goes down on strikes for out number 3 here in the 4th inning. So for the Yankees in their half of the 4th, they go quietly. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3.5 in Detroit. It is the Tigers 1, the Yankees 0. Stick around, everybody. It'll be Miguel Cabrera time, as he'll be leading off the 4th inning. Will be hunting for his 3,000th hit. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be Miguel Cabrera, Austin Meadows, and Eric Haas to face the left-hander Jordan Montgomery. All eyes are on Miguel Cabrera here, and the fans are on their feet in Detroit looking for hit number 3,000. WVogs18 joins us here, and he says he's cheering for the Yankees, but he wants Biggie to get number 3,000. The crowd is a large one in Detroit today for a getaway game. It was a bit of a late arriving crowd. The lower deck is pretty much nearly full around from first to third. The crowd is on their feet. The flash bulbs will be going. The phones are out. The lefty Montgomery ready to face the right-handed hitting Cabrera. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Cabrera, his first at bat, he flew out to left field. He is 0 for 1 on the afternoon, and here comes the 0-1 pitch. There is a changeup that misses down and away. And that is going to run the count to 1-1. Will Voggs asks the question, do you think that this will be Miguel Cabrera's last season? No, I think that he will have one more in Detroit. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. And the reason I say that, Will, is that he's got one more year where they're going to have to pay him $32 million. He's got 2 option years, but the options are vesting, and that is if Cabrera finishes in the top 10 in MVP balloting. And there is a changeup that is swung on and missed. And Cabrera goes down on strikes for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to leave Austin Meadows to come up to the plate to see if he could do something against the lefty Montgomery. As I said, the Tigers owe Cabrera $32 million in 2023, but it is a vesting option of $30 million for the 2024 and 2025 seasons. The earliest he can be a free agent is 2024. So we'll see what happens there. That's the latest on his contract status. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So in other words, I really don't see the Tigers spending any money until he is kind of off of the books. They're going to start spending some money. They're not going to start spending money regularly. So 1 ball and no strikes to Meadows. Montgomery gets the sign from his catcher, Trevino. He goes back to work. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Meadows. Montgomery rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now runs up to 1-2 on Meadows. Meadows getting the start against the lefty today, the lefty-lefty matchup. You get to see that a lot in Major League Baseball, how they're really concerned about the lefty-lefty matchups. When we call the NPB games, there's a couple of teams such as the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. It doesn't make a difference to them. Lefties are pitching, and they'll load up their lineup with lefties to face them. There's a fastball that misses outside the Meadows, and the count now goes to 2-2. Will Voggs says he may not be our main ace, but he does like Jordan Montgomery. There's a fastball that is swung on, half swung on and missed. Meadows asks the home plate umpire, Hunter Wendelstadt, would that have been a strike if he didn't swing? And Wendelstadt gives him the nod. Yes, it was. And Meadows is retired on strikes for out number 2, and that's going to leave it up to Eric Haas. Jordan Montgomery, there's a lot to like for this left-hander on the mound if you're a Yankee fan, a homegrown pitcher. I would say the sort of stuff that he has, he would fit nicely as a number 3 pitcher in their rotation. When you think of Garrett Cole as being the proverbial ace, there's a breaking ball that misses outside. Count is 1-0. I don't know if Luis Severino will ever get back to his old form. I guess time is going to tell on that one, but certainly Montgomery could slot nicely in after those two. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Haas, and Montgomery delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Haas. Haas today flew up to center field his first time up. He is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. And here's the pitch from Montgomery. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to third. It is just to the foul side of third base as the third baseman, Marwin Gonzalez, goes to his backhand and has to pick it up. The third base umpire today was Jerry Lane. He was right on top of the call. Nice play by Gonzalez, who had to go into foul territory to get it. So here comes the 1-2 pitch to Haas. There's a fastball that just backs him off the plate, and that runs to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Montgomery gets the sign from his catcher, Trevino. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. Count now runs to 3-2. So W. Voggs asks, what's our next game? Well, originally we have on our schedule to do the Cubs and the Pirates tomorrow afternoon, but that game is going to get eliminated because we have another commitment. So there will be nothing on the slate. Our next game we'll be doing at 10 o'clock Pacific, at 1 a.m. on the East Coast on Saturday night, or Sunday morning on the East Coast. We're going to be doing our NPB game. That will be scheduled here in the next day or so. And then we'll be back at it for some Major League Baseball action during the week. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Eric Haas. Montgomery rocks in the motion. He delivers. There's a fastball that misses up and away. And Haas has drawn himself a 2-out walk here in the fourth inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. Vogs asks, how are the clinics going? Mostly are all finished now. For us, it is just the regular season stuff. That is what we're working on now with the kids. So we're actually playing some games when it's not raining. And we've had a lot of rain here in the Pacific Northwest. So here comes the first pitch delivered to Torkelson. It is a fastball that misses up and away. And that's 1-0 to Spencer Torkelson. Torkelson today is 0 for 1. He flew out to left field his first time up. His season average has slipped a little bit as he entered into the game hitting 194. Left-hander against the right-hander. Here's the pitch from Montgomery. It's a changeup swung on and fouled away. That runs the count even to 1-1. As we mentioned in the last at-bat, Torkelson is considered to have had the most advanced bat in the 2020 draft, which is why the Tigers made him the number 1 overall pick. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul over the seats at first base, and that runs the count to 1-2. Torkelson did struggle a little bit in his professional debut down in the minor leagues. And he was able to start to pick up the pace a little bit, and same too here at the major league level. It looks like he's struggling, but with time, we anticipate that he will make those adjustments. When I think of other advanced bats in recent years in the draft, Andrew Vaughn would have been one of those coming out of UCal Berkeley, taken by the Chicago White Sox. There's a fastball swung on and foul away, and the count now continues to stay at 1-2. There is a man from Ferndale, Michigan, who picks that one off, and he's going to take that home as a souvenir. So Ferndale, Michigan, picking off that ball in the stands. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Montgomery kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Moving back in front of the track, making the catch is Aaron Hicks. And that is going to do it for the Tigers in their half of the fourth inning. So for the Tigers, they had no runs. There were no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 4 complete in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers 1, the New York Yankees 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We call at the top of the 5th inning. We're glad you could stop by today. Here is our friend Steve again. Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs, we have pounds, we have Deutschmarks, we have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the top of the 5th inning. We're glad you guys could be with us. back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the fifth inning. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Yankee batting order coming up to face Michael Pineda. That means it's going to be DJ LeMahieu, Joey Gallo, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Pineda, 49 pitches through his first 4 innings of work. He's in absolute cruise control. As we said at the outset, he's making his Detroit Tiger debut as he was acquired as a free agent signing in the offseason. Pineda, the native of the Dominican Republic, had some visa issues, but he is in camp now after some time down in the minors to get himself tuned up, and there's a first pitch fastball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0 to LeMahieu. LeMahieu today is 0 for 1. He lined out to right field his first time up. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded up the middle into center field. And that is going to be a leadoff single here for DJ LeMahieu in the 5th inning. He is aboard with a knock, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Joey Gallo. W. Vogue says he remembers when Michael Pineda was a Yankee and he got caught with pine tar on his neck. Yeah, Pineda's had some interesting times in the big leagues. He's quite the character. He obviously was involved in the trade. I believe it was for Jesus Montero, straight up off the top of my head. I'd have to go and look that back up, which brought him to the Yankees from the Seattle Mariners. Trade ended up being a bust for the M's as Montero didn't do anything throughout his, well, I shouldn't say didn't do anything. He didn't pan out to the expectations that were placed on him. There's a first pitch fastball to Gallo that is swung on and tapped foul at home plate. The count is 0-1. This time, the way they've got the infield, with the runner on base, they have 3 fielders to the right side of the infield. Candelario is on the left side. When Gallo came up in the 2nd inning, the Tigers employed 4 outfielders with nobody on to Gallo. They had Willie Castro out in left field. They had Austin Meadows as sort of in left center field. There's a fastball swung on. It's popped up over into foul territory. Racing over toward the seats is Jmar Candelario. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Gallo for out number 1 here in the 5th inning. But just back to Gallo, they had 4 outfielders where they had moved Meadows into left center field. The center fielder, Reyes, was in sort of right-ish center. And then, of course, Grossman was in right field. So very interesting maneuver by the Tigers with nobody on when Gallo had come to the plate. So that now brings up the shortstop, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Falefa is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to right field his first time up. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kiner-Falefa. Falefa's average has dipped to 478 in this game. He began hitting almost close to 290. He's off to a good start on the season. He's 4 for 8 in this series. And here comes the pitch from Pineda. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. Kiner-Falefa is an interesting kind of for the Yankees. He began his career with the Texas Rangers. He was actually a catcher, and they moved him over to third base, and that was where he had won his gold glove a couple of years ago. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. And then last season, the Rangers moved him over to the shortstop position. Of course, he became expendable with the signing of Corey Seager. Then they went out and got themselves Marcus Semien to play second. There was a big thought that Josh Jung was going to push to play third base. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole. LeMahieu was running on the pitch, and he's going to go all the way around to third. A nice piece of hitting by the Yankees here. A hit-and-run play. Kiner-Falefa basically stuck his bat out and was able to knock it through the 4-hole, as it had been vacated by the second baseman, Scope, who was heading over to second base to cover for the throw. And that is going to allow DJ LeMahieu to go all the way around to third on the base hit by Kiner-Falefa, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Marwin Gonzalez. This is the first sign of trouble that Pineda has had. So W. Voggs asked the question. He says he doesn't know a whole lot about Kiner Falefa. Kiner Falefa has got a very good glove, and that was why they had moved him to shortstop. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Grossman, and he's going to make the catch. Tagging at third is LeMahieu. The throw to the plate is going to keep the runner at third as LeMahieu scampers back. Grossman made the grab. It was probably an easier play for Victor Reyes, but he yielded to Grossman. The reason I say that is because Grossman had to throw across his body. I'm not so sure that I wouldn't have had LeMahieu tag on the play and try to score. As we look at that there, and Grossman's arm is a decent arm, but it's not the strongest, but the third base coach threw on the brakes. And his decision, he felt it wasn't the best one to go, and that is going to bring out the pitching coach, Chris Fetters, to the mound to talk to his right-hander, Pineda. So there's 2 out here in the 5th inning. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Jose Trevino. One would think they're talking about the first and third situation that the Tigers will find themselves in here. The Tigers, in this situation, will probably not want to concede the run, and they may just let the runner, Kiner Falefa, take second base. We'll see how this one plays out if they put any shenanigans on. So Jose Trevino steps up to the dish. He is 0 for 1 today. He's 5 for 11 on the season with no homers and 2 RBIs. Pineda gets the sign from his catcher, Haas. He holds at the belt. He kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0 to Trevino. The Tigers do have action in their bullpen, as we figured that this might be the close to the end of the leash for Pineda. Depending upon how many pitches he was slated to go, he's at 59 right now. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. Pineda kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on it. It's lifted into deep center field. Racing back on it is Reyes. He makes the catch as he's retreating to the 420 on the center field wall, and that is going to do it. Trevino set it a long way, but not long enough. That is going to be the 3rd out of the inning here in the 5th for the Yankees. They had no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left the board. You're now through 4.5. It is the Detroit Tigers 1, the New York Yankees nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th after this. Glad you guys are with us. Would you like to support Last Drafts Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Drafts Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for the Tigers coming up to face the left-hander Jordan Montgomery. That means Willie Castro, Victor Reyes, and Robbie Grossman will be coming about here. For Willie Castro on the day, he is 1 for 1. He singled, was erased on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd inning. And that is going to be who will get things going for the Tigers here in the 5th. One would have to think that Michael Pineda's day is done. He's getting some high fives in the dugout. That is the way it is going to go. We see Lisa in here, and she says, yes, Biggie is retiring after the season. She's convinced of it. I'm not convinced of it yet. I think he's got one more to go. And we thank you for joining us today, Lisa, for our call of this one. We don't always get a chance to do the Tigers. So Montgomery facing the right-handed batting Willie Castro, and the first pitch is a changeup swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Willie Castro came to the Tigers a few years ago in a straight-up trade with the Cleveland Indians, who are now the Guardians, in exchange for Leonis Martin, who went the other way. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. Castro, they've kind of been lukewarm on. They thought he was going to be the shortstop of the future, and now it looks like that he is the stopgap when Javi Baez is not in their lineup. And there is a chopper that is tapped in front of the plate. Jumping out and making the play is Trevino. He fires to first, and they are going to get Castro on a ground out 2-3. It was a swinging bunt. Great play by the catcher Trevino. He gets out there, he pounces on it. He had to avoid the pitcher Montgomery, and that is going to be the first out of the inning here for the Tigers. They may want to have a look at it, but I don't think I'd waste the challenge. We've had a chance to see the replays, and I don't think Willie beat that one out. So Lisa says, yeah, the Tigers have Miggy until 2023. Then there's a couple of vesting options in 2024 and 2025. But he has to finish in the top 10 of MVP voting for those to kick in. So here comes the first pitch from Montgomery, offered to Reyes, and it's a breaking ball that misses up and away. The count is 1-0. Victor Reyes batting from the right side against the lefty Montgomery. He waits on the second offering, and here it comes. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. Victor Reyes today bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up, but he later came around and scored a run on the double by Robbie Grossman. That has given the Tigers their 1-0 lead. And here comes the pitch from Montgomery. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over behind the first base dugout. And that is going to run the count to 1-2. As we were talking about Reyes in his first at-bat, he was a Rule 5 pick away from the Arizona Diamondback organization, and there's a changeup swung on. It's grounded over to third. It's fielded neatly by Gonzalez. He throws to first, and Reyes is going to be retired on a ground-out 5-3 for out number 2. Well, that's kind of what we see from Victor Reyes. He does have some nice stretches of play, but he really lacks the power and the consistency to find himself in the everyday lineup. He would almost have to be classified as a 4A player. He's really too good for AAA, but he's not really good enough to stick around in a regular role in the big leagues. That's going to bring up Robbie Grossman to the plate. Grossman today is 1 for 1. He's doubled and knocked a run in. He's also drawn a walk. There's a first pitch fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Grossman. Grossman has been a very productive player for the Tigers in his 2 seasons. He's been a good stable pony for some of the younger players, and there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into shallow center field, and this ball is going to drop down in front of Hicks. He caught it on the fists, and he was able to fight it off, and he's aboard with his second hit of the ball game. It'll go in the box score. It'll look like a line drive there, but it was definitely a bleeder that fell in between the second baseman LeMahieu and the center fielder Aaron Hicks. But it doesn't matter how you get on, it's that you get on that's important. That's going to bring up the second baseman Jonathan Scope. For Scope on the afternoon, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third, and he's flown to center field on his 2 trips to the plate. He's looking for his first hit of the series as he is 0 for 9. Montgomery checks the runner, Grossman at first. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. One thing I haven't seen yet from Montgomery is a good move over to first base when there have been runners aboard, especially Victor Reyes and Eric Haas. Everything has just been pretty much a token toss over to first base. Nothing has really been anything that's impressive. So we'll wait and see what he has. Here's the breaking ball delivered to Scope. It is swung on. It has popped up to the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it as Scope is retired for the third out of the inning. So for the Tigers, in their half of the fifth, there was no runs. There was one hit, no errors, and one runner left aboard. We're now through 5 complete in Detroit. It is the Tigers 1, the Yankees nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes with the call of the top of the 6th inning. In the meantime, here is our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Once again, after the game, be sure to check out Matt Hollis's channel. That's Another Hollis Build. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the top of the 6th inning after this. Back, everybody. As we predicted, it is over for Michael Pineda. He went 5 innings today, scattering 3 hits, walking none and striking out 2. His day is over, and it's a beautiful day for his debut for the Tigers. On in relief is going to be Jacob Barnes. Barnes, in his first year with the Tigers organization, he is appearing in his 5th ball game. He has worked 4 1/3 innings to this point. He's allowed 1 hit. He's walked none and struck out 2, and he's going to face the top of the order, Hicks, Judge, and Rizzo. So Aaron Hicks steps in, right-hander against the left-hander, and Barnes kicks and delivers. It's a fastball fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Hicks, 0 for 2 today. He's flown out to left field, and he's grounded to first in his 2 trips to the plate against Michael Pineda. Now he's facing Barnes for the first time. They are in the shift for Hicks. They've got 3 fielders to the right side of the infield. Scope has moved into that rover position in right field. Castro is slightly to the right of second base. And there is a fastball delivered to Hicks. He checks his swing. The home plate umpire, Hunter Wendelstadt, goes down to the third base umpire for help, and that's Jerry Lane today, but Jerry says he didn't go, and that's going to keep the count at 1-1 strike. And there is a changeup delivered. It is a swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Back on the warning track is Grossman, but he's going to have room. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Hicks for the first out of the inning. He sent it a long way, but that is going to retire Hicks for out number 1. The wind is blowing in from right field. At game time, it was at about 12 miles an hour. It is still blowing in that direction, so that pitch probably was aided by the wind effect. If it wasn't blowing in, he probably would have sent that one out, because that was a pretty good swing by Aaron Hicks, and he's a little disappointed with himself that he just missed that one. The wind is blowing a little bit differently, but that certainly was in effect here. So here comes the first pitch to Aaron Judge. It's a fastball swung on. This is going to reach the seats down the right field line. That's going to make the count quickly 0-1. For Judge today, he's 0 for 2. He's flown out to left and he's grounded to short in his 2 trips to the plate. There's another souvenir as a young lad from Hamtramck is going to take that one home with him. We will get to the out-of-town scoreboard in between innings as there's a number of games that are now underway across the big leagues. There's a fastball delivered to Aaron Judge, taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Judge. It's a beautiful day in downtown Detroit. At game time, it was 58 degrees Fahrenheit. It has now moved itself into the low 60s. There comes the pitch from Barnes. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Those who are sitting in the shade are a little bit more bundled up, but there's a lot of T-shirts in the crowd now as the temperature is slowly ratcheting up. Hunter Wendelstadt, the home plate umpire, almost looks like Darth Vader today behind the plate. He's got a sun shield on his mask. He's got the full plate jacket on. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Judge. The right-hander Barnes has bounced around the big leagues a little bit. This is his first tour in Detroit. He spent a little bit of time last year with Toronto. He was also with the Mets. He's also been with the Angels, the Royals, and the Brewers organization. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field past the second baseman's scope for a base hit single for Judge. And he's aboard with a 1-out single in the 6th here, and that's going to bring up Anthony Rizzo. This game here has got the likings to become a battle of the bullpens, as both teams are more than likely in another inning or so. Jordan Montgomery will be finished as his pitch count is ratcheted up a lot more than what Michael Pineda's was. Although we have to say we probably anticipate Montgomery coming back out for the bottom of the 6th inning. So Barnes checks the runner at first. He comes set at the chest, and he's ready to deliver the first offering to Rizzo. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Rizzo is 1 for 2 today. He singled in the 1st inning. He got the first Yankees hit. He grounded out to first back in the 4th. So here comes the 0-1 pitch, and now Rizzo has asked for time as he feels that Barnes is working a little too quickly. Rizzo gets himself settled back in. He's ready to wait on the offering from Barnes. Barnes checks the runner, Judge at first. He comes set at the chest. And he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Rizzo. This, though, is where Anthony Rizzo gets tough, as far as I'm concerned. I've seen some at-bats with the Cubs last year, or over the last couple of years, where Rizzo will start to make some adjustments. He's choked up on the end of the bat. He's got himself wind out a little bit more. He is still slightly open, but he is one of the better hitters to adjust with 2 strikes. And there is a fastball swung on. It's tapped over to second. It's fielded by Scope. He throws it over to first, and that is going to retire Rizzo in a ground out 4-3. But he is able to advance the runner, Judge, over to second base into scoring position. And with 2 outs, that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Giancarlo Stanton. For Stanton on the afternoon, he is 0 for 2. He's flown out to right, and he has struck out in his 2 times to the plate. We've talked about his batting stance the first 2 times up, and we're going to continue to talk about that. There's not too many players in recent memory that have come up with a closed stance to the plate. That was something you used to see back in the early 80s, especially when the pitchers didn't throw as hard. They could cover the outside part of the plate. Another player recently who I believe is going to be in the Hall of Fame is Adrian Beltre, who used to have a very closed stance. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over the first base dugout. The count goes to 0-1. In Stanton's mind, he figures he can take away the outside part of the plate, but he thinks he's still got a quick enough bat speed to be able to turn on that pitch, to be able to drive it if he has to. He's got enough hand speed, enough bat speed to turn on anything that does come inside, so he won't cut himself off. There's a fastball from Barnes that misses down. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Stanton. All eyes will be on the Tigers in their next bats as Miguel Cabrera will be coming up second, looking for that 3,000th hit. There's a changeup swung on. It's grounded to the right side of the infield. It's fielded neatly by Scope. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Stanton on a ground out 4-3 for out number 3. And that will do it here for the Yankees in their half of the 6th inning. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Stay with us, everybody. It's Miguel Cabrera time. He's going to be coming up second in the bottom of the 6th. He's looking for hit number 3,000. Hopefully you can be here with us for the call. We'll be back in just a moment, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel after the game.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of our channel. Be sure after the game to check out Steve Rademacher for Money Monday Takeover Tuesday, his Saturday morning cartoons, or his Sunday shoutouts. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call at the bottom of the 6th after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Jmar Candelario, Miguel Cabrera, and the left fielder Austin Meadows to face Jordan Montgomery here in the 6th inning. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Candelario. For Montgomery today, he has been very effective in his 5 innings of work. He's only allowed the 1 run back in the 3rd inning. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul, and the count goes to 1-1. He's been able to keep the Tiger hitters off balance, only allowing the 3 hits so far in this one. So here comes the 1-1 pitch from Montgomery. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. Moving over to his right is Aaron Judge. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it for Candelario for out number 1 here in the 6th. So 1 up and 1 away, and that brings up Miguel Cabrera. And the fans, again in Detroit, are on their feet. It is a pretty good afternoon crowd, as we said, at Comerica. They're giving him a big ovation, looking for number 3,000. After a 3-hit performance last night, he just needs 1 hit to do it. Cabrera stepping in at the plate. Everybody has got their phones out. They're clapping. They're ready to capture the moment. Here comes the first pitch from Montgomery. It's a changeup swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Lisa, the Detroit Tiger logo, says, "Come on, Miggy." She's a big Tiger fan for sure. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. Cabrera today is 0 for 2. He's flown out to left field, and he's struck out in his 2 times to the plate. This is a big moment for a lot of Detroit fans cheering their local hero on. Here comes the 1-1. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is tap foul over on the third base side, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cabrera. As we said today, the crowd is a pretty healthy one for a getaway game in Detroit. I would say we haven't seen the official attendance yet, but my guess is it's going to be close to 20,000 fans. It's a beautiful day for baseball. There's been some pretty miserable weather around North America, especially in the northern states. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now runs to 2-2 on Cabrera. Curious to see if they will stop the game. Sometimes they will do that, and they'll award the player with a memento. I want to see if the Tigers are going to do something. I think of big moments in recent history in the last 30 years. Ricky Henderson with some stolen bases. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and it now goes to 3-2. There's only 32 players that have had 3,000 hits in the big leagues. There's only 6 players that have had 3,000 hits and 500 home runs. And Miguel Cabrera would like to join both of those groups here with the next base hit. So here comes the 3-2 from Montgomery. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball upstairs. They appeal down to the first base umpire, Adam Hamari, and he rings up Cabrera for the second out of the inning, and Cabrera goes down on strikes for out number 2. And that is going to leave it up to the left fielder, Austin Meadows. As we get the replay of it, there is little doubt in my mind that Cabrera did go all the way around for the third strike. And with that, it's kind of funny as a lot of people are making their way up to the concourse, probably to either to go to the washroom or to get something to eat. That big moment is over, and now they're going to reset themselves. So here comes Austin Meadows, and the first pitch is a fastball that is swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1. Meadows today is 0 for 2. He has struck out both of his times to the plate. Montgomery rocks into the motion. He delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside. And the count now goes to 1-1. One would think that Cabrera may have one more crack to do it before this one is out. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 1-2 on Austin Meadows. Meadows is having a rough series against the Yankees. They know his bat well, being a American League East opponent with the Rays. He is 0 for 10. He's looking for his first hit. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is not going to happen here as Jordan Montgomery has struck out Meadows for out number 3 here in the 6th. So for the Tigers, they go quietly. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 6 complete in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers 1, the New York Yankees 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 7th inning after this from our friend, Matt.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Once again, everybody, after the game, be sure to check out another Hollis build. That's Matt Hollis. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the 7th inning after these tunes. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top half of the seventh inning. It is going to be DJ LeMahieu, Joey Gallo, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa set to bat here for the Yankees in their half of the seventh inning. Miguel Cabrera, who all eyes were on in the last inning, is now 0 for 3 on the afternoon after getting 3 hits last night. He has not cashed in on his 3,000th hit yet. So he said, I'm curious to know what the attendance or the actual attendance will be today at Comerica. Usually it will come in around the 7th or 8th inning. It's been a pretty well-attended ball game for a getaway game in the afternoon. We've had some brilliant weather in Detroit today for this one. So here comes the first offering. We do have a reliever on the mound. It is Willie Peralta, who we expect to be in the starting rotation at some point. He is on in relief today. Peralta is taking over, and the first pitch delivered was a ball to LeMahieu. And as he goes back to work, he drops a breaking ball in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. For DJ LeMahieu, he is 1 for 2 today. He singled in the 5th and lined out to right in the 2nd. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. It's fielded by Castro. He fires to first, and that is going to retire LeMahieu on a ground out, 6-3 for out number 1. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Joey Gallo. So Willie Peralta on in relief. Jacob Barnes did a pretty good job there in the 6th inning. He's pitched very well for the Tigers so far this season. Yet to allow a run in 5 1/3 innings. So Joey Gallo steps to the plate. He has flown out to left, and he's popped to the third baseman. He's 0 for 2 today. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. The Yankees do have action in their bullpen as Miguel Castro is now up and throwing. So here comes the 1-0 from Peralta. He rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a changeup that misses. It swung on and missed by Gallo, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. They're back to the 4 outfielder scenario here with nobody on versus Gallo, and there is a changeup taken for a called strike. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. We saw this in the 2nd inning when Gallo came up to bat. Willie Castro had gone out to play more toward the left field line. They had the left fielder Meadows move toward left center field. And we're witnessing it again right now. There's a changeup that misses down. The count is 2-2. One would have to think that Joey Gallo at some point here is going to have to make some adjustments. He's going to have to adjust on how the teams are playing him and be able to stay within his means. And here comes the pitch. It is a changeup swung on and missed. Gallo is retired on strikes for out number 2. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. When I see Joey Gallo bat, it almost reminds me of the longest drive competitions in golf, where they have the big guys, they come up to swing, and they're trying to hit the ball 350 yards. Whoever wins it, wins it. Well, that's what it kind of reminds me when Gallo steps to the plate. There's a breaking ball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kiner-Falefa. For Kiner-Falefa today, he is 1 for 2. He had a good piece of hitting his last at bat. He had a single to right field. It was on a hit and run play that moved DJ LeMahieu all the way over to third. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count now runs to 0-2. Peralta not messing around. He goes back to work. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats behind home plate. That's going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. As we said about the right-handed hitting Kiner-Falefa, he swings at a breaking ball, and that is pulled foul this time over on the third base side. J-Mark Candelario retrieves it, and he flips it into the stands, but that keeps the count at 0-2. Kiner-Falefa showed some pretty good bat control in that last trip to the plate. He's ready to face Peralta on the 0-2 offering. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to third. Candelario fields it. He fires across the diamond, and that is going to retire Kiner Falefa on a ground out 5-3 for out number 3, and that is going to do it here in the 7th inning for the Yankees. They go quietly. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 6.5. It is the Detroit Tigers 1, the New York Yankees nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call. The bottom of the 7th inning after this. Here's one of our Did You Knows. It features a Detroit Tiger who had to leave the first game of the series after only 1 inning. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 7th inning. The Tigers will be sending Eric Haas, Spencer Torkelson, and Willie Castro. And it looks like we are going to have ourselves a pitching change for the Yankees. It appears that Jordan Montgomery's day is done. But we'll get you those specs in just a couple minutes. Just a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The New York Mets are leading the San Francisco Giants 5-1. That's in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Cleveland Guardians have a 3-1 lead over the White Sox. That's in the bottom of the 6th. In the bottom of the 5th, the Blue Jays have a 2-0 lead over the Boston Red Sox. And the only other game is the Minnesota Twins are leading the Kansas City Royals 1-0. And that is your quick peek at your out-of-town scoreboard. We do have a relief pitcher on, and that is going to be Miguel Castro. And taking over for Jordan Montgomery. So Castro on in relief. Castro has been with a few different organizations. He began with Toronto. He went to Colorado, Baltimore, the Mets, and now he is moved over to the crosstown rival Yankees. He's ready to face Eric Haas, and the first pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Castro on the season, this is his 7th game. He's worked 5 innings. He's walked 4 and struck out 4. He's yet to allow a hit. He's got an ERA of 0. So Miguel Castro on to replace Montgomery here in the 7th inning. It now becomes a battle of the bullpens. One would think the Tigers' bullpen is pretty formidable with the lead. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to third. A nice play by Gonzalez. He fields it. He throws to first. That is going to retire Haas on a ground out 5-3 for out number 1. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. There's more action in the Tigers bullpen as Alex Lang is getting loose. One would expect that we are going to see him in the next inning in relief of Willie Peralta. Curious to see how the Tigers are going to use Peralta with Matt Manning on the DL and Casey Mize, who has joined him, if he's going to get a spot in the rotation. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner to Torkelson. Count is 0-1. Torkelson today is officially 0 for 2. He's flown to left and flown to center in his 2 trips to the plate. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Torkelson. Tigers are looking to extend their lead here But base runners have been at a premium for the Tigers today. There's a fastball that is swung on. It is fouled away. And it has caught the catcher, Trevino, on the hand. You can see he's really shaking it. That is going to run the count now to 1-2. With nobody on, where Trevino has his hand, he is working behind him, but I can understand how it got him because it actually hit the foot of the plate umpire, Hunter Wendelstadt, and then it ricocheted off and hit his hand, which was behind the foot. And there's a fastball swung on, and this ball is driven into left field. It's going to get down. Torkelson rounds first. The throw from Gallo comes in, and it holds Torkelson to a long single. He is aboard here with 1 out in the 7th inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Willie Castro. For Castro today, he is 1 for 2. He singled in the 3rd inning, and he grounded out on almost a swinging bunt to the catcher his last time up. It was a bang-bang play at first, but he was not able to beat it out. So Castro waiting on the offering from Castro, and here comes the pitch. Gale delivers it to Willie. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As we said, there's lots of afternoon baseball around the big leagues today. So whether you're listening to us live or on delay, we do appreciate you when you do check in. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It's fielded by Kiner Falefa. He steps on the bag at second. He fires over to first, but it's not in time to get the speedy Castro. It's going to go down as a fielder's choice to 6. That's one of those plays in the situation where it makes you wonder if they're in their traditional defense, if they'd be able to roll the double play. But because Kiner Falefa was standing over the bag to the right side of second base, he had to field it, he had to take the play himself and fire to first. That would have been one of those situations that you would say the shift did not work in the favor of the defense. So that's going to bring up the hitter, Victor Reyes, and the first pitch to Reyes is a fastball outside. There goes the runner, Castro. The throw down to second base is in time, and Castro is going to be caught stealing. That's going to go down as caught stealing 2-6 for out number 3 here in the 7th inning. So the Tigers go unconventionally 1-2-3. They had no runs. There was 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left the board. We are now through 7 complete in the Motor City. As the Detroit Tigers won the New York Yankees. Nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 8th in just a couple minutes. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Here's our friend, Matt again.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole. A little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're glad to have you in the house today. It is going to be the top of the 8th inning. It'll be Marwin Gonzalez, Jose Trevino, and Aaron Hicks coming up to bat here in the 8th, and we are anticipating it will be Alex Lang on in relief. We got our friend Pustich in the house. Welcome back. He's joined us on some of our other streams. Obviously a Detroit Tiger fan, if I'm not mistaken. Looking for Miggy and his 3,000th hit. We are waiting for that. Of course, the Tigers, there may be a chance for Miggy as he is slated to come up 5th in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll have to see where that works. It is Alex Lang coming in. He is taking over. He's worked 4 1/3 innings this year. He's allowed 2 runs, 3 hits. He's struck out 7 and walked 2 in 5 appearances so far. He is going to be the 4th Tiger pitcher used today. So Alex Lang on in relief of Willie Peralta, who had a pretty good 7th inning. So Marwin Gonzalez steps up. He'll be the first one to face the right-hander Lang, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it, is belted into left field. It's going to get down. It's going to get up against the wall. Digging for 2 is Gonzalez, and he's got himself a leadoff double here to start the 8th inning. So with one pitch, that ball was absolutely scorched into left field, and he's got himself a double to get things going, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Jose Trevino. Trevino today is 0 for 2. He is grounded to third, and he has flown out to center. Be curious to see how this is going to work. And, of course, lots of high fives in the dugout, as that looks like it's going to be it for Gonzalez. We're going to have a pinch runner. We'll get you that in just a moment. So a pinch runner in the ball game for the Yankees in replacement of Marwin Gonzalez. It's number 33, Tim LaCastro. The first pitch is a breaking ball to Trevino that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So Tim LaCastro in. I'll be curious to see if he is going to take over. We do have a pinch hitter here for Trevino. This is actually Gleyber Torres. So Gleyber is getting into the ball game now. Pitch to Torres is a breaking ball that is down, and the count is now it is swung at. Even though the pitch was down, the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike on Gleyber Torres. Some players not in the Yankee lineup today. Josh Donaldson would be one. Torres is another coming off the bench. They did not get the start today, so there's all kinds of firepower that the Yankees can turn to. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded by the 6 hole, but diving to stop it is the shortstop, Willie Castro. It's going to save a run as the runner, Tim LaCastro, has to hold at third. Torres will be given an infield single, and just like that, the Yankees have something going here in their half of the 8th inning. They got runners on the corners and nobody out. That ball got past the diving Candelario. A nice play by the shortstop Castro to field the ball. The base runner LaCastro was able to advance to third. And now it is the top of the order, Aaron Hicks, coming to bat with runners on the corners. And nobody out here in the 8th inning. The Tigers have their corners in. The middle infield is playing about halfway. They're in double play depth. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now is 1 ball and no strikes to Hicks. Hicks today has had a rough day at the plate. He is flown out to left. He's grounded to first, and he is flown to right. He is 0 for 3. Hicks waiting on the offering from the right-hander Lang. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball. Swung on it, is popped up on the infield to the left side. Moving over underneath it is Castro. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Hicks. That's a big out here for the Tigers in their half of the 8th inning. Our friend Pustich asked the question. He says, how do you feel about Miggy sitting games if he doesn't hit in the series against the Rockies? Well, I say last night, he's not going to sit. He's going to play all the games until he gets the 3,000th hit. Then he might sit after that. But he's definitely going to play, and he's one of the hotter bats in the Tiger lineup entering today's game. He was batting .333. So I don't see Miggy taking a seat anytime soon. They'll be rolling him out as the DH. Even if he gets to 3,000, I think in the Rockies series, he's probably going to be able to play all 3 there at home. Here comes the first pitch to Aaron Judge. It's a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. And the count is 0-1. For Judge today, he is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. He's flown to left and grounded to short. Judge, when he walks into the batter's box, he is already in scoring position. It is a big-time bat that Alex Lang has to face here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and it's a fastball down in the dirt. A nice block by the catcher, Haas. He had to go all the way into the left-handed batter's box to square that one up. Keeps the runner, Gleyber Torres, from advancing to second. So defensively for the Tigers, the way they're playing Judge, they've got Scope just to the right of second base. He's almost right over the bag. Castro, the shortstop, is playing in a bit. He's in double play depth, but I'd even argue he's even in a little bit more, so they may have to think about taking a crack at the runner at the plate. But one would have to think they're looking for a double play here. Pustich says, yeah, it would suck if his 3,000 hit was away from Comerica. It's definitely a very healthy crowd at Comerica today. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and that runs the count now to 2-1 on Judge. We were saying normally they typically get about, on a getaway game, you could normally anticipate that it's probably going to be about, in attendance, in the neighborhood of about, one would think about 8,000 to 10,000 fans. But because it's the Yankees, they usually get a little bit more. And then, of course, because it's the Miguel Cabrera hunting for 3,000, it looks like there's over 20,000. There's a fastball in the dirt. It's blocked again by Haas. The runner at first base, Torres, holds. He doesn't go. I'm not sure what they're thinking there. I think I might have taken off. Maybe you've created a little bit of havoc as the runner LaCastro at third, who's got some wheels, might have been able to charge home, but still runners on the corners. It's now 3-1 to Judge. They do have an open base, but the ever dangerous Anthony Rizzo is waiting on deck. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. He kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and Judge is aboard. That's going to load the bases full of Yankees. That is going to bring the manager, A.J. Hinch, out of the bullpen. Out of the dugout. He has seen enough of Alex Lang this afternoon. He is going to turn it right over to his closer, as we are going to see Soto coming into the game. So stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We have a pitching change. The bases are loaded full of Yankees here in the top of the 8th inning. And Gregory Soto is going to be coming into the ball game. We'll be back after this in just a moment.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We are having a pitching change in Detroit. It is Gregory Soto, the closer for the Tigers, coming into a very difficult situation. His bases are loaded with only one out. The Yankees have Tim LaCastro, who came in to run for Marwin Gonzalez. He's on third. Gleyber Torres is the runner at second. And the runner at first is Aaron Judge. Soto on the season, he's appeared in 4 games. He's allowed 3 hits. He's given up 1 run. It's earned 2 walks and 2 Ks. He's got 1 win and no losses. He does have a couple of saves, and so this is going to be a situation he's got to really put the fire out. So he is going to face Anthony Rizzo, and the first pitch to Rizzo is taken at the knees at 100 miles an hour for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Rizzo today is 1 for 3. He got the thing rolling for the Yankees in the first inning with a single. But then he's grounded to first and he's grounded to second his other 2 times up. And there is a fastball swung on. It's tapped back to the pitcher. It's fielded as Soto comes off the mound. He flips it underhanded to Haas at the plate, and that is going to force out LeCastro. So a really nice play there. It's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to go down as 1-2 for the second out, and that is going to keep the bases loaded as Rizzo safely reaches first. So Soto is at first. Judge moves to second, and Torres is to third, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Giancarlo Stanton. A very athletic play by Soto to be able to get off the mound to get it. It was like a swinging bunt. Not only did he field the play, it was a nice underhand flip to the plate, and that was able to retire the runner LeCastro from third easily at the plate, and that is going to now have 2 out with Stanton at the dish. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. Torkelson makes the play. He is going to step on the bag, and just like that, the inning is over. Gregory Soto comes in and does his job, and that is going to retire the Yankees in their half of the 8th inning. So for the Yankees, they threaten, but they don't score. They leave the bases loaded. There were no runs in the inning. There were 2 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Detroit Tigers moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Detroit Tigers won. The New York Yankees, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with all the action after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the Tigers. That means Victor Reyes, Robbie Grossman, and Jonathan Scope are the scheduled hitters. There are going to be some changes for the Yankees as well. We've got some defensive changes. Gleyber Torres has entered the game, and he is going to be over at second base. Kyle Higashioka is now going to replace Tim LeCastro. He's going to be doing the catching, and DJ LeMahieu has moved over to third. And the first pitch that was delivered to Victor Reyes was a fastball taken for a ball, and then he swings at a fastball and fouls the second offering away, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Victor Reyes, who's leading it off here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. There's another fastball delivered, and this ball is going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We are still waiting on the afternoon attendance. They must be working overtime to count it in Detroit. As we said, they have a pretty healthy crowd. So here comes the 1-2 to Reyes. It's a changeup that is swung on, and this is lifted into the seats over on the third base side. And the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reyes has got the only run scored by the Tigers today. He came home all the way from first base on the double by Robbie Grossman. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reyes batting from the left side, waiting on the offering from Castro, who kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. Reyes officially is 0 for 2 today as he bounced into that fielder's choice. And he also grounded out to third. Here comes the 2-2 offering. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Pustech says, yeah, beautiful day in Detroit. Let's play 2 for sure. Absolutely. It's a fantastic day in the Motor City. Maybe just a few degrees away from being really good. There is a left-hander up in the Yankee bullpen. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded down the left field line. It's fair. Digging for 2 is Reyes. Here comes the throw. It is not going to be in time as he slides in safely head first. And he is aboard here with a leadoff double in the 8th inning. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Robbie Grossman. Robbie Grossman today has been the offensive machine for the Tigers. He's been on base all 3 times he's come to bat. He has singled, he's doubled, he has walked, and he has driven in a run. So Grossman having himself a day. Reyes, the runner at second, he establishes his lead. Grossman batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Castro, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Last pitch was at 99 miles an hour. Grossman has quietly moved his season average up to 200 now. As the weather heats up, we expect that Grossman is probably going to heat up as well. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side. Runs the count now to 0 balls and 2 strikes to Grossman. Castro, ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher. It's off his leg. He has to race to get it, and everybody is going to be safe. Victor Reyes has slid headfirst into third. The hitter, Grossman, is safe at first, and the Tigers have something brewing here in the bottom half of the 8th inning with runners on the corners and nobody out. We're going to see how this is going to be ruled. One would have to think that that's going to be a base hit. The ball was absolutely scorched. And that's exactly what it is. They're going to rule out a single for Grossman. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Jonathan Scope. So Castro's got himself into a whole host of trouble here. Scope steps up to the bat. He is 0 for 3 today. He's grounded to third. He has flown out to center, and he's popped to short. He's looking for his first hit of the series. He is 0 for 10. So Castro comes set at the chest. He's got his sign from the catcher Higashioka, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. One thing you have to wonder is with Higashioka now in behind the plate, how that is for Castro, who's throwing to a different catcher in the second inning. There's a fastball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 2-0. You start off by throwing to Trevino, and then you have another catcher in the next inning. How does that change the mindset? Sometimes pitchers like throwing to certain catchers. Castro here in his second inning of work is not as sharp as he was in the last inning, and there's a fastball that misses inside. It almost hits Scope. They appeal down to the first base umpire, Adam Hamari, but he says he didn't go. That's going to run the count now to 3 balls and no strikes. So 3 balls and no strikes, and the third baseman, Jamar Candelario, waits his turn on deck. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that's taken inside for ball 4. And Scope is aboard, and that's going to load the bases, and that is going to bring out the Yankee manager as Boone is on his way to the mound, and we are likely to see the end of Miguel Castro as he's calling now for the left-hander to come into the ball game with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the 8th inning. So Lucas Litke is going to be coming in. Miguel Castro's day is done. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments as we'll continue this inning on. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, 1 of 1, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher and his quest for 300 subscribers. After the game, be sure to go check him out and let him know that Last Raps Baseball sent you. We are moving now to we're still in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Detroit Tigers have the bases loaded. As Victor Reyes began the inning with a double, it was a single by Robbie Grossman and a walk to Jonathan Scope. That is going to bring up the 3-hole hitter, Jamar Candelario. But there is a pitching change for the New York Yankees. If they've gone again, they are turning to Lucas Litke out into the ballgame. And he is taking over here. He is a veteran lefty. He spent his first 4 years in the big leagues with the Seattle Mariners. It's his second year with the Yankees. He missed time in the big leagues from 2016 to 2020. And he is now back on the stage again as a 35-year-old left-hander. This is going to be his 6th game that he's appeared in. He's worked 4 1/3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits, 1 run is earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 8. The Yankees have the infield in. He's a very difficult situation. He's going to face the switch hitting Jamar Candelario, who's turned around to the right side. So here comes the first pitch to Candelario. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. There's nowhere to put Candelario. He's a career 343 hitter in 35 at-bats with the bases loaded. He is looking to add to those totals here. Here comes the pitch from Litke. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's tap foul. It's going to run the count to 1-1. Waiting on deck is Miguel Cabrera, who is looking for his 3,000th hit. Braden Smith says, hi, he's new. Go Yankees. Welcome, Braden. Thanks for stopping in and checking it out. Yankees are in a very difficult situation here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bases are full of Tigers with nobody out. Here comes the offering from Litke. He kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1-2 strikes. We appreciate you checking us out today there, Braden. Thanks for popping in. So 1-2 strikes. Candelario waiting on the offering from Lutke. The left-hander steps off the rubber, but he gets him reset, self-set again, and he's ready to go. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and again pop foul behind home plate. Again, the count remains at 1-2. So 1-2 strikes to Candelario. Candelario in this one is 0 for 3. Grounded out, line out, and a fly out, all to his name so far today. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as Lutke gets ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lashed foul down the left field line. That's going to keep the count at 1-2. The Yankees defense is all in on the grass. LeMahieu at third base now as he's moved over from second. The shortstop Kiner Falefa, second baseman Gleyber Torres, and the first baseman Rizzo all looking to cut somebody down at the plate. They need to get a run here. Thanks, Braden. We appreciate you and your support. And hopefully you'll stick around and come on back and see us again. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2-2 strikes. Candelario is off to a tough start this season. As we said, he entered the game today batting only .171. His season average has slipped to .159, and there is a breaking ball. It's tapped back to the mound. They go home for one, back to first. It is a double play. So that's going to go in the books as a 1-2-3 double play. The Yankees come up big here. Are able to get 2 for the price of 1. As Candelario is out on the play at first base. The force at home is going to get Victor Reyes on the first end of the double play. It's going to advance Grossman to third. It's also going to move Scope to second. That is going to bring out the Yankees pitching coach. They're going to talk about what they want to do here to Miguel Cabrera. Of course, the Tiger fans are probably, in normal situations, it's pretty obvious. You're going to want Cabrera to face Austin Meadows. And that's exactly what it looks like that the Yankees are going to do. So Miguel Cabrera is not going to get a chance to get his 3,000th hit. The Yankees really don't care about that. They're not here to get the 3,000th hit. They're here to win a ball game. They've put Cabrera on first with an intentional walk, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Austin Meadows, unless the Tigers go to their bench. So the fans are going to go home a little disappointed. Cabrera is not going to be able to get that opportunity to go for his 3,000th hit. But that's the way it goes sometimes. I don't think the New York Yankees are particularly going to care. So the options on the bench for Detroit are Barnhart, Garneau, Castro, and Baddoo. One would think that Austin Meadows is going to get the opportunity to swing away. And that's exactly what it is here. He is going to step up to the plate to face the left-handed throwing Lucas Litke. Lisa jumps in and she says, "Chicken Yankees." Well, the Yankees are trying to win a ball game, and you don't want to put one of the best hitters of all time up to the plate. They've got to be able to play for the now. And there's a breaking ball delivered to Meadows. It is hit softly into center field. This ball is going to get down. It's going to be a base hit. 1 run is in. And 2 runs are in. And cruising into second base is Austin Meadows with a bloop double. And Miguel Cabrera goes all the way around to third. And the Tigers have now extended their lead to 3-0 on the bloop double by Meadows. So Grossman and Scope cash in. Cabrera goes all the way around to third. And the double by Meadows has broken this game apart here in the 8th inning. Very, very, very interesting. It was a good piece of base running by Meadows to come hard out of the box. That ball bled down just to the right of Hicks, and as it hit the ground, there was so much spin on the ball, it actually went away from him toward left center field. That's going to bring up the catcher, Eric Haas. For Haas today, he is 0 for 2. He's also walked. There is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. The good news for the Illich family who owns the Tigers, one would expect they're going to have a big gate receipt for tomorrow's game as the Rockies will roll into town. A lot of people will be tuning in for that one. Get an opportunity on a Friday evening to the potential to see Miguel Cabrera get number 3,000. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away by Haas, and the count goes to 1-1. For Haas today, he is 0 for 2. He's flown out to center, and he's grounded to third in his 2 times to the plate. So Haas steps in. And here comes the 0-2 offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Haas. The Yankees are trying to stop the bleeding here in the 8th inning. Runners on second and third with 2 away. Tigers have Meadows at second, Cabrera at third. Here comes the offering to Haas. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded to second. It's picked up by Torres. He throws to first, and that is going to do it as Haas grounds out 4-3. And the Tigers in their half of the 8th inning, they scored 2 runs in the inning. There were 3 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 8 complete at Comerica. It is the Detroit Tigers 3, the New York Yankees nothing. Stick around, everybody. We're going to bring this home in just a couple moments. We're glad to have you with us tonight. Here's our friend Matt again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is going to be DJ LeMahieu, Joey Gallo, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to face Gregory Soto. We appreciate you guys checking in. It is a 3-0 ball game now for the Detroit Tigers as they scored 2 runs in their half of the 8th inning. Interesting how the game just sort of changed quite a bit there. The Yankees had the bases loaded in their half of the 8th. They were unable to cash a run in as Rizzo had bounced into that fielder's choice to the plate. And they retired Tim LaCastro, and then they were able to get Giancarlo Stanton to ground out. The Tigers were able to turn the trick in their half of the 8th inning. And here's the first pitch delivered to LeMahieu. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. For LeMahieu today, he is 1 for 3. He singled, he's flown out to right, and he's grounded to short. And there is a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes to LeMahieu. LeMahieu's season average is at .308. That's right about what one would expect for the Yankee second baseman / third baseman to be doing. There's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Soto gets the sign from his catcher Haas. He's ready to go back to work. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on, and that's going to even the count at 2-2 as it's fouled off over on the first base side. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to LeMahieu. Soto was the all-star pitcher for the Tigers last year. He's got the braids and the dreadlocks going. He's got blue flow in the hair. A little bit of style for the left-hander, and there's a fastball at 99 that misses low and in, and the count is now 3-2. But I will say this game is still far from over, as there is a lot of firepower in the Yankee lineup. A couple of base runners here all of a sudden puts the Tigers in a dangerous situation. So here comes the 3-2 offering. Soto delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And LeMahieu has down on strengths for the first out here in the 9th inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Joey Gallo. For Gallo, he is 0 for 3 today. He is flown out to the shortstop who was in left field. It's going to be interesting to see how the Tigers will play it here. When he's come up with nobody on, they have used 4 outfielders. Put Willie Castro into left field. There's a first pitch fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Gallo, the left-handed hitting left fielder, waiting on the left-handed pitching Soto. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined into left field. It's going to be fielded by Austin Meadows, and aboard is Gallo. Now, that's a good piece of hitting. I was critical of Gallo in one of the earlier at-bats, saying about how he's almost like playing the longest drive competition, wanting to hit the ball as far as he possibly can, rather than taking what the defense gives him. But that there was a line drive or a ball that would have been probably caught or played by the shortstop had the Tigers not been in this unconventional shift. So Gallo's aboard with a single, and that's going to bring Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to the plate. He is 1 for 3 on the afternoon, and he takes a fastball at 99 miles an hour at the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Pustich in the last inning said the baseball gods smite at Boone. Yeah, absolutely they do. Joaquin Cabrera like that. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. But in all fairness to the Yankees, they're trying to win a ball game. And they're not trying to help the Tigers get their records, although there is a number of people in the crowd will be going home disappointed not seeing it today. We'll have to come back tomorrow. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to short. It's fielded by Castro. Over to second for 1. Back to first. 2 for the price of 1. As Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the ball game. And that is going to do it at Comerica Park in Detroit. The Detroit Tigers hang on for a 3-0 victory over the visitors from New York. Your final score is Detroit 3, the Yankees 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments to wrap this one up. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Appreciate your support of our channel and our call of the game. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May, but you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game. And if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go through the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll recap this one and call it a day. The only other final on the out-of-town scoreboard, the New York Mets knocked off the San Francisco Giants today 6-2. Carlos Carrasco got his first win of the year for the Mets. DeScalafini takes the loss for the Giants. He drops to 0-1. And that final was 6-2 for the Mets in Queens. The Guardians are continuing to have their way with the White Sox. It's in the middle of the 8th inning, and the Guardians have a 6-3 lead. 6 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Guardians, 3-8-1 for the White Sox. That's where they stand going to the bottom of the 8th. In Boston, the Toronto Blue Jays, behind the pitching of Kevin Gausman, are shutting out the Red Sox. The score is 3-0. It is in the bottom of the 7th inning, with Boston batting in their half. The Minnesota Twins have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th over the Kansas City Royals. 1-6-0 for the Twins, 0-2-1 for the Royals. That game is still going on. And in the bottom of the 1st inning, just underway, the Orioles and the Athletics are tied at 0. The Athletics do have a runner on second with 1 away in that 1st inning. But your final here from Detroit is the Tigers beat the Yankees 3-0. It was a very quick and well-played game. Not a ton of action on the base paths, but there was some action. We'll give you the app. The scoring summary is brief. It was a leadoff single in the 3rd inning by Willie Castro. He was erased in a fielder's choice by Victor Reyes. And then Robbie Grossman stepped up and hit a double that scored Reyes all the way from first base. That was the first run of the ball game. In the 8th inning, the Tigers got a leadoff double again by Victor Reyes. A single from Grossman moved him to 3rd, and then Jonathan Scope walked to load the bases. Joymar Candelario bounced into the 1-2-3 double play. After an intentional walk to Miguel Cabrera, brought up Austin Meadows, who blooped a double into shallow left center field. And that cashed in 2 runs as it knocked in Robbie Grossman and Jonathan Scope. The Tigers extended their lead to 3-0. Michael Pineda, in his Tiger debut, picked up the win. He goes to 1-0. He threw 5 innings, not allowing a run. He was brilliant in his Tiger debut. The former Yankee pitched very well today. Jordan Montgomery, in his own right, pitched very well for the New York Yankees. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Unfortunately, the Tigers scored more runs than the Yankees. He takes the loss. Bit of a hard luck loss for Montgomery. So that's it, the final score. 3-7-0 for the Tigers, 0-7-0 for the Yankees. We appreciate everybody who tuned in here today. Thanks for listening, and we appreciate you guys for stopping in. If you're new to our channel, we will be doing some more games coming up in the next bit, but we are going to be doing our Japanese call on Saturday evening. We'll be posting our schedule up for the next week sometime today or early tomorrow. And hopefully you guys can come on back again. Once again, it's been another Last Raps Baseball video production. We hope you have a great day. This includes you, Braden Smith, Pooh Stitch, Lisa, everybody else who popped in to say hello. We thank you all for being here.